Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
Yeah, it's time for another daily dose of dismal Disney. Maybe.
Yes.
It depends. It depends on your opinion of Dave Filoni.
So it's a daily dose of dismal Disney.
Apparently, Dave Filoni is the, chief creative officer now?
No, I mean, okay,
I thought he was already.
I thought so too. I could have swore that we had heard this 2 or 3 months ago. It was a little way back that we had already heard this. Like, I don't understand why everybody's acting like it's a new thing. I'm pretty sure it was already a thing. It just now got mentioned, in an interview. But I thought this was already a thing.
I don't know. Now, yeah, it seems like this was already a thing, or it was mentioned offhandedly, or it was a rumor and it wasn't confirmed. But apparently,
I thought I heard it before. It
has been confirmed now that he is the chief creative officer, and this happened after they wrapped up on Ahsoka.
Because that did so well.
Yeah. After Ahsoka, they made him chief creative officer. Now, 10 years ago, I would have been incredibly excited by this news, and I am not excited now because. Yeah, just the state of Star Wars and some of the comments he's made, which sucks because this guy's from Pittsburgh.
I was gonna say, dude.
Dude's from our stomping ground. Like, dude, I don't know what happened. Like, everybody that moves to California, everybody that moves to LA gets weird.
They get pissified.
But 10 years ago, if you told me Dave Filoni, they were just gonna put him in charge of all the creative decisions, I would have been like, yeah, that's a really good choice. You know, he did good with Clone Wars, and yeah, I think that's a good choice. Now I'm like, I don't know, because I've heard some of those comments he's made. And
I remember he was like up Brian Johnson's ass.
And he's like taking the knee with Kathleen Kennedy. So I'm like, I don't think this is gonna go
to the Emperor.
He's the Vader to her Emperor. I don't know how this is going to go, especially after Ahsoka. I don't know how this is going to go. So let's talk about it anyway. It's been
I don't think she's an emperor. I think she's more of a Snoke, but that's just me.
Oh, maybe he'll surprise us all and take her out early.
I doubt it.
So we'll see. Before you get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to shopclownfish.com. Pick up a copy of Shadowbinders Volume 3. You got 4 hours yet. By the time I get this up,
9 o'clock Eastern time, somewhere in there.
Yeah, so it might even be over by the time this video gets up. Who knows? I hope not. But you guys have had plenty of time. You've had a month. So we're going to do probably a second chance offer before we actually start shipping these out. I don't know when. So I'm just saying, if you want to make sure you get a copy, grab one now. Thank you so much for the support. Greatly appreciated this campaign on our own website. Did better than I thought it was going to do.
Yeah,
I think we did pretty good. So look, I'm gonna be honest here. I don't give a shit what happens to Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm
anymore.
Pretty much like that too. I think at this point, it's like I just don't even care.
It's so sad. Like, we went to the antique store the other day and we actually bought a vintage AT-AT Walker.
You did,
because it was a really good deal, and I think part of that's because like all the vintage stuff, the values dropped. But Geeky asked me why I was looking at it and I was so sad. And I said, I'm looking at this and I'm sad because I don't feel anything for Star Wars anymore. Just sadness and anger.
Yeah, but then I said, well, that's okay. You just like the stuff you like, the old stuff, and just, forget about all this shit.
Yeah, just get the AT-AT Walker. I remember being incredibly jealous of the neighbor kid who had all the really big toys, and I never got an AT-AT Walker. I'm like, yeah, I'll just, cool. I'll put it on my shelf and be like, I remember playing with Star Wars toys in the dirt when I was little. And that's it. And you always have those memories, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, Disney Star Wars, I don't think is going to be any child's favorite thing. Like, I'm not seeing kids liking Disney Star Wars at all. And the longtime fans, the people that have supported this franchise and stood by this franchise for decades, a lot of them have tuned out, obviously by the numbers, by the piles of Disney Star Wars crap on shelves.
I can tell you for a fact, I've been doing at Christmas time, holiday time, I do a lot of things for organizations, for charity stuff, for kids' toys. Nobody asked for Star Wars. I can't ever remember one time. They asked for Spider-Man and they asked for Marvel. They asked for Paw Patrol a lot. They asked for, typical Barbie, Hot Wheels, Legos. Legos is a big one. But they do not ask for Star Wars ever. I've never bought in Star Wars toys for a kid because they want Star Wars toys.
Yeah, no, that shocked me because even, again, to talk about like 10 years ago how I would have been excited about this. Even during Clone Wars, kids love Star Wars. Like our son grew up his Star Wars was Clone Wars and the prequels. Like that's what he knew as Star Wars, Lego Star Wars.
He had the galactic. What were they? The little figures.
Oh, the Galactic Heroes.
Oh, he loved those.
God,
things.
he had so many of them, and I feel so bad because like Count Dooku, he called him Darth Cuckoo when he was little.
Darth Cuckoo.
Because he thought he was a Darth. Well, he was a Darth. Yeah, but he called him Darth Cuckoo, and yeah, he loved the Clone Wars characters, and to him, like it was all Star Wars, Clone Wars and Lego Star Wars. That was Star Wars to him. Like I don't even think he watched the movies until he was older. So the Star Wars stuff still sold even back then. Kids bought it, and I don't think they're buying it now. But of course,
none of us are buying it.
None of us are buying it now.
The way around.
All the way around. Even the vintage figures, which are really pretty cool, they're just rotting on shelves.
They are. Well, they also want $35 for like a Boba Fett.
A Boba Fett.
Yeah, like the black label one.
Oh my God.
I'm just like, really?
Yeah, and you ruined Boba Fett. Like he was one of the most bankable characters. Like you could slap Boba Fett on anything, and now you've destroyed Boba Fett. Nobody wants him. He's just old, sad Boba Fett.
Like Luke.
Like Luke. He's old and sad.
Basically, if you have
like
a penis, you're old and sad.
So anyway, well, if you have a penis, you're not to be trusted with Star Wars by yourself, because apparently he has a co-pilot here. He's just Chewie. So Dave Filoni got rewarded for the success of Ahsoka.
What didn't do well? And The Mandalorian season 3 didn't do well.
No. He got rewarded for it, though. According to The Verge, The Mandalorian and other Star Wars shows with the promotion to Chief Creative Officer at Lucasfilm. Yes, because all of that stuff's in decline. According to details in Vanity Fair, he'll work alongside head developer Carrie Beck.
Who?
Reporting to Kathleen Kennedy.
Literally, who's Carrie Beck?
I don't know, but he can't be trusted to do anything himself.
So he's going to be Chief Creative Officer under head developer Carrie Beck. So he's the man under two women. I mean, some people like that. Don't get me wrong, but the duo will determine the direction of Star Wars overall. Carrie Beck, and I never heard of Carrie Beck. I mean, people are like, how can you not heard of her? Never heard of her. If she's associated with the new stuff, I probably didn't give enough of a shit to find out who she was.
Well, let's Google her right now.
Vice President of Animation and Live Action Development at Lucasfilm. She's a vice president. Chief Creative Officer usually trumps a vice president, correct?
Yeah.
Because usually it's like, those are usually at the top. The CEO, CFO, COO, or CCO, or whatever. Those are usually the top.
She's a member of the Lucasfilm Story Group.
She
co-created Rebels.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, she's a vice president of animation and live action development. She should not be ahead or be above the chief creative officer.
No, it tells me that they can't.
Something doesn't seem right here.
Something doesn't seem right. Like, so he doesn't get the title of master. He gets to sit on the council, but they don't give him the title of master because they don't trust him. That's what I'm getting. Like, take a seat, Dave.
Because she technically, by her title, should be below that.
Yes, she should be. And it's like, so he has to answer, alongside. So, I mean, they have worked together before. Obviously, it looks like they worked on a lot of stuff here. She co-created Rebels. She worked on Bad Batch and Resistance.
Forces of Destiny. Which one was that one? Is that the one they have Leia slapping Luke?
Was it? Oh, no, those are those dolls. Yeah.
The dolls that no one wanted, they ended up at Ollie's. Okay. The dolls. See, I don't even pay attention because I don't care. Because it's basically, I see Star Wars and it's just basically to me is a box of shit. So I just keep walking.
So
that's his original.
He'll be involved at the inception of everything that happens in the franchise. He'll keep his executive vice president title and his director role on the New Republic film that connects the stories of Ahsoka, Mandalorian, and the book of Boba Fett. I can't believe that they're like, just stop. Nobody wants this version of Star Wars.
To fans, that's going to be a thrilling prospect. No, it really isn't.
It really isn't.
I really hope to see Grand Admiral Thrawn. Yeah. I just don't touch Mara Jade.
Oh, they're going to finger Mara Jade. Good.
Do not.
Luke's not going to. I guarantee you Luke's not going to.
It'll be whoever Brie Larson's character is going to be.
Whatever OC, female OC Filoni has, they're going to pair her up with Mara Jade just to make sure she knows her place.
Luke's going to be following after, like, please love me. She's going to be like, I can't because you have a penis.
You have a penis. Filoni has been behind the scenes of Star Wars since taking on directing and supervising Clone Wars, developed Rebels and Ahsoka, which basically is just all his.
Honestly, he and Favreau have done more about Star Wars than other people. You're not hearing about Favreau anymore.
No, that's it. Because I'm starting to think now that of the two of them, Jon Favreau was the one that actually gave us proper
I'm thinking that's what happened.
Star Wars. Like The Mandalorian season 1 and 2 were good. And then was he even involved in season 3?
I think he kind of, I don't know if he's involved in any of it, but to be completely fair, people are like, how do you don't know? Don't pay attention anymore. Because I literally don't give a fuck.
So one of two things. This could be another like, hey, investors, look, we have a plan. The fans love Filoni.
I'm not hearing a plan. I'm hearing that he's working with this other chick who worked on other stuff that they've done in the past. And he might, and his new movie that he's going to do that ties them stuff together from the past. Because, tying everything together and making you have to wait for the next one works so well for Marvel. And
I was going to say the Marvels. That's a perfect example of why you don't take a bunch of Disney Plus shows and make a movie out of it.
Right. I don't hear that, other than that movie that he already was announced for, I don't hear any big plans. Did you see any big plans listed?
No.
I didn't see
Taika
any.
Waititi's film and Rian Johnson's imaginary trilogy.
Taika Waititi's film that he admits is going to piss people off. When he's not working on Akira and going to ruin that one. Because he's like the last effing person on earth that I'd ever put in charge of Akira.
I know, right? Like, literally, if you gave me a list of the 5 worst directors for one of the most popular anime films, manga series of all time that is also pretty depressing, Taika Waititi would not be. He'd
be on the worst list.
He'd be on the worst list.
Along with Kevin Smith.
Oh my God. Kevin Smith and Taika Waititi present Akira.
I can't wait to, like, what was it you said the other day? I can't wait to do Grave of the Fireflies.
Yeah, I know, right?
Taika Waititi's Grave of the Fireflies.
Kevin Smith, View Askew presents Grave of the Fireflies.
It's just,
oh my God. Whatever. I mean, seriously, whatever. Disney, burn it all the fuck down. Make a movie where all the remaining original trilogy characters get blown out of an airlock because none of it matters after George Lucas sold it.
The funniest part of this whole article to me is about talk about fans caring, because that's the biggest lie in the entire article, because everybody just doesn't give a shit anymore, which is why they're falling off a cliff. Amazing.
Everything you just said is a lie.
Yeah, right?
Fans don't care. There's even when we went to Celebration 2019. Right? We went, believe it or not, with Disney. They actually liked us back then.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother thing. But we went to Celebration 2019 and there was a lack of excitement. In fact, we had some of the voice actors working on this shit kind of being like, the guy who did Admiral Akbar. Mm-hmm. And it was like, yeah, that was pretty crap, wasn't it? How they treated him. Like, it's a wrap. It's so funny. Oh, fish face, man. Funny. Yeah, so I don't give it. I really, truly, if you enjoyed Ahsoka, and there are some people that watch us that said Ahsoka was actually pretty good, and I did like Clone Wars back in the day. If you enjoyed it, fantastic. I'm happy for you. I really am. I'm happy for you because I'm just looking at my AT-AT walker, my vintage AT-AT that I should have been ecstatic about, and I'm sad.
Well, I'm sorry I spent the money on it then.
Well, no, I'm just saying because I sold all my Star Wars stuff years ago and I loved it. It was one of my favorite things. And I was very sad I had to sell the stuff the first time because we needed money because we just had, kids and bills. And so and I'm like, normally this would make me incredibly happy. And I just kind of looked at it. I'm like, God, I miss loving Star Wars. And I don't think I'm ever going to be able to love it again because they bastardized it so bad. So if you're happy, I'm happy for you. But I'm just at the point where it's like, anything past, anything after George Lucas sold Star Wars to me is apocrypha.
I don't know. I thought Rogue Squadron. Rogue One. Rogue One was pretty good.
No, I'm not saying Rogue One wasn't good. I'm saying it's still, as far as I'm concerned, apocrypha. Oh. It just even The Mandalorian. Like occasionally they get it right, but that whole timeline after they destroyed the EU and they brought in the Kennedy verse or whatever the hell we're gonna call it. All of that to me is just bad fan fiction. It's like Disney's Doug. Like it doesn't freaking exist in my mind. In my personal headcanon, nothing after. Hell, it doesn't even exist to George Lucas. He said as much. He said, that's not my Star Wars. He said, I did 6 movies and that's it. None of this is my Star Wars. I'll give him Clone Wars because that was done on George's watch originally. But anything after George sold Star Wars to me does not exist. So it simply does not exist. Anyway, so there we go, guys. If you're happy about Dave Filoni, God, he looks tired. Doesn't he look tired? Yeah. I'm sure he is tired. So now he's got to answer to 2 women to get his ideas through. So
And the one girl, I don't even know. I mean,
Who are you? Like, she probably was like an intern or something. Like, who the fuck
I
are
don't
you?
know. I never heard of her before.
Story group person, Carrie Beck. Well, they were gonna.
Well, as soon as you said story group person, I immediately like, no.
Yeah, go work on the High Republic, Carrie. Whatever.
Nothing's still going on. Did they get rid of it?
I don't know. I think they quietly kind of like. I think they're gonna try to resuscitate it with the Acolyte, but I think it just kind of like died on it. They made such a
I
big
have
deal
no
about
idea.
it. And it
I
just
can't
kinda,
even
like,
tell
died.
you because I don't care.
I know the books are sitting at always along with the toys for all the
don't
Disney
have
Star Wars crap.
any shits to give.
Yes, we're all out of shits to give. We're gonna wrap this up.
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.